The dim light of the Imperial Hall flickered as Eric stepped through the towering doors. His uniform, worn and stained from countless battles, clung to his tired body. Around him, grand statues of past heroes cast long shadows on the marble floors. But Eric barely noticed. After months on the warfront facing death daily, he expected nothing more than a quick debrief and a chance to rest. Yet the whispers that followed him through the corridors hinted otherwise. Something awaited him here, something unusual. In the heart of the hall, the Empire's leaders sat silently on their elevated thrones, their eyes sharp and cold, fixed. On Auric, with a mixture of respect and calculation, the commander who had sent Auric on countless missions spoke first. "You have served the Empire with loyalty and strength, soldier. The war is over, and you have earned a reward few receive." With a wave, an aide stepped forward, carrying a small box glowing softly with an inner light. Auric felt a knot tighten in his stomach as the box was placed before him. It was delicate and beautiful, unlike any weapon or metal he had seen. The surface shimmered with colors that shifted like liquid fire, humming quietly in the silence. "This is your prize," the commander said. "A gift from the Empire itself. Use it wisely." Auric hesitated but reached out. The moment his fingers brushed the object, a sudden jolt raced through his body. Visions flashed before his eyes, distant stars, ancient ruins, and a dark presence watching from the shadows. He blinked, pulling back his hand, but the glow remained, faintly pulsing as if alive. "What is this?" he asked, voice barely above a whisper. The commander smiled thinly. "A power unlike any other, the Empire's secret weapon. You are its first. Bear it, guard it well." That night, Eric lay awake, the glowing artifact resting on the table beside him. He could feel its energy reaching out, stirring something deep within him. As sleep finally claimed him, his dreams were filled with voices, calling his name, images of battles not fought, and a warning he couldn't understand. In the days that followed, strange changes took hold. Eric's strength grew beyond human limits. His reflexes sharpened, and his senses heightened. He moved with the grace of a predator and struck with the force of a storm. But with every use of the artifact's power, a shadow crept deeper into his mind, a whisper urging him to surrender, to become more than a soldier. Questions gnawed at him. Why had the Empire chosen him? What price would this gift demand? And most unsettling was, he's still in control of his own will? As the Empire's officers watched closely, Eric realized his reward might be the beginning of a greater battle, not just against enemies without, but the darkness growing inside him. The beautiful gift had become a dangerous secret, and its true cost was yet to be revealed. The glow of the artifact in Eric's hand seemed to pulse like a heartbeat, steady and alive. Each day, he tested its limits, learning that it could bend his body and mind in ways he'd never imagined. His strength was no longer just muscle. It was power drawn from the artifact itself. With a mere thought, he could heal wounds in seconds, leap higher than any soldier, and sense dangers before they came. Yet every time he used these gifts, a cold voice echoed in his mind, a dark presence growing stronger, whispering promises of ultimate power, but warning of inevitable control. Eric's nights became restless. Sleep brought dreams filled with shadowy figures and distant planets aflame. The artifact showed him visions, glimpses of wars fought in forgotten times, and a mysterious alien race, whose technology had birthed the artifact. He learned the Empire had not just given him a reward, they had placed upon him a burden. The power he wielded was part weapon, part prison, in secret. Eric sought answers from ancient records hidden deep within the Imperial archives. They're dusty. Data crystals revealed chilling truths. The artifact was forged from the essence of a long-lost civilization known as the Verith. The Verith were masters of mind and matter, creating devices that could manipulate life itself. Their greatest invention, the artifact, was designed to control its bearer. Bending their will to the Creator's desires, Auric realized the Empire's plan. They meant to use him as a living weapon, a puppet with unstoppable force, the power he had gained came at a terrible price, surrendering his freedom. But the soldier in him refused to bow. haunted by the dual voices inside his head, one urging obedience, the other fighting for control. Eric's struggle became more than physical. He battled within himself, trying to master the artifact. Without losing his identity, each moment brought greater risk, but also the possibility of harnessing a power that could change the fate of the galaxy as the Empire tightened its watch. Eric's loyalty wavered. He questioned everything he had fought for. Was the Empire truly his cause, or was he now a prisoner of their deadly gift? The line between friend and foe blurred, and the beautiful reward became a dangerous secret that could destroy him from within. The war outside had ended, but the battle inside Auric was just beginning. The visions that came with the artifact grew stronger. One night, as Eric sat alone in his quarters, the glowing object pulsed suddenly, and images flooded his mind like a floodgate breaking open. He saw ancient alien cities, vast machines working silently, in a race called the Verith, a proud and advanced civilization that had vanished long ago. Their technology, far beyond anything the Empire possessed, was the source of the artifact's power. But their downfall came when they tried to control it. Too much. Eric's fingers trembled as he traced the patterns glowing on the artifact's surface. It was not just a tool, but a key to unlocking secrets the Empire feared. The deeper Auric dived into the artifact's history, the more he understood the danger. The Verith had created the device to grant immense power, but also to enslave those who wielded it. It could enhance a warrior to godlike strength, but it demanded obedience in return. Determined to uncover the truth, Auric hacked into the Empire's restricted data vaults. Hidden files revealed a chilling plan. The Empire intended to use the artifact to create an unstoppable army. Soldiers enhanced and controlled by the device, stripped of free will. Auric was the first test subject, a prototype to see if the plan would work. The revelation hit him like a blow. His victories, his loyalty, everything. Had it all been a lie? The Empire had given him a reward that was actually a shackle, conflicted. Auric sought counsel with an old ally, a rebel, who had once fought against the Empire's tyranny. The rebel warned him that the artifact's power was addictive and corrupting. Those who tried to resist were hunted down or lost their minds. But if Eric could master it, he might hold the key to freeing not just himself, but the entire galaxy. The line between freedom and control grew thin. Auric realized he had to decide, become a tool of the Empire's plan or fight to break the chains. Risking everything as the Empire's forces closed in, Auric prepared to make his move. The war for his soul and the fate of the stars was about to begin. The visions grew sharper, guiding Eric to a distant, ruined world cloaked in shadows. His forgotten planet held the answers he desperately sought. The moment he stepped onto its cracked surface, a chill ran through him, not just from the cold wind, but from the weight of secrets buried long ago in the ruins of a collapsed city. Auric encountered a lone survivor, an aged figure with eyes that held sorrow and warning.
Oh.
The stranger spoke of the artifact's true nature. It was a curse disguised. As a gift, those who wielded it gained immense power, but in time, the artifact's dark will would consume them, turning them into slaves to its creator's forgotten designs. Auric listened, heart pounding. The Empire had given him a beautiful prize, but the price was his very mind. The survivor revealed a chilling truth. Many before Auric had fallen to the artifact's lure. Their stories were lost, erased from history by the Empire's hand, had become living weapons, their free will extinguished. Faced with this grim fate, Auric grappled with a terrible choice. Should he keep the artifact and fight the darkness within, risking his soul for power? Or should he reject it, giving up the strength to challenge the Empire, but keeping his humanity? As the ruins whispered of betrayal and sacrifice, Auric made a silent vow. He would fight not just for the Empire, but for himself. He would seek allies, resist the artifact's pull, and uncover the truth behind the Empire's plans. But danger was close. The Empire's agents were already hunting him, determined to retrieve their weapon before he could turn against them. With the ruins behind him and shadows closing in, Auric set off into the unknown, driven by the hope that even a cursed gift could be wielded for freedom. The weight of the artifact pressed heavier on Eric's soul with each passing day. Though he fought to control its influence, the dark whispers grew louder, seeping into his thoughts like poison. Yet he refused to surrender. Instead, he reached out in secret to the scattered rebels who opposed the Empire's iron rule, in hidden enclaves beneath dying stars. Auric found those who still believed in freedom, a mix of humans, aliens, and former soldiers who had turned their backs on the Empire. They listened with cautious hope as he told them of the artifact's power and curse. Some feared him. Others saw a chance to fight back with a weapon unlike any before. Together, they planned to break the Empire's control. Eric's new allies helped him understand the artifact's abilities more deeply, how to focus its power, to shield his mind from its creeping darkness, and to use it as a beacon of hope rather than a tool of destruction. But the artifact was not silent. It fought back, threatening to take over completely. Eric's nights were battles of will, where the beautiful light it gave also cast long, dangerous shadows. Every use of its power brought him closer to losing himself, yet he wielded it anyway. Driven by the dream of a galaxy free from tyranny, the Empire would not wait. Their elite hunters, trained to track the faintest pulse of the artifact's energy, closed in. Auric and the rebels moved through secret paths and forgotten worlds, always one step ahead, but never safe. The rebellion was fragile but alive, and Auric knew the final fight was coming, the fight not just for survival, but for the soul of the galaxy itself. The Empire's fury was swift and ruthless. As soon as they learned of Eric's betrayal, elite hunters were dispatched cold. Skilled killers who hunted not just his body, but the very energy of the artifact he bore. Across star systems and shattered moons, a deadly chase unfolded, stretching Eric's strength and will to their limits. The hunters moved silently, using technology that could track the faintest glow of the artifact. They struck without warning, ambushing rebels and burning safe havens. Each close call reminded Auric of the terrible price of rebellion. His allies fell, their hopes flickering like dying stars. But Auric fought on, fueled by the power of the artifact and the burning need to stop the Empire's control. His body moved faster, stronger, almost as if the artifact itself was guiding him. Yet every victory tightened the grip of the dark presence inside him. It whispered promises of invincibility, if only he would surrender. In the shadows of a ruined space station, Auric faced his hunters in a brutal battle. Metal clashed, energy flared, and the very air crackled with tension. For a moment, he faltered, the artifact's voice urging him to give in, to let go of the fight. But the memory of those who had fallen and the dream of freedom pushed him forward. With a surge of will, he unleashed the artifact's full power, blinding light and force that scattered his enemies and shook the station's core. The battle was won. But Eric knew the Empire would not stop. The final confrontation was coming, one that would test every ounce of his strength and his soul. The moment of truth had arrived. Auric stood alone on the edge of a cratered moon, the artifact glowing fiercely in his hands. The air was thin and cold, but inside him, a storm raged, a battle between the part of him that wanted to wield the artifact's full power and the part that feared losing himself forever. The galaxy held its breath, waiting. If he unleashed the artifact's full force, he could crush the Empire's armies and shatter their hold on countless worlds. But the price would be his humanity. His very soul might be swallowed by the dark power lurking within the gift. Destroying the artifact, however, meant giving up that chance, letting the Empire's tyranny continue. Auric's mind flashed with memories, the friends he had lost, the peaceful worlds that had been burned, and the faces of those who still believed in freedom. The artifact whispered again, seductive and fierce, promising endless strength. Yet he felt a flicker of something stronger, hope. The choice was clear, but the path was not easy. With a final breath, Eric made his decision. He reached deep inside himself, calling on every ounce of will to control the artifact without surrendering. Power surged through him, a force unlike any before. Light exploded from the artifact, washing over the moon and sending a pulse felt across the galaxy. The Empire's armies faltered, their control breaking as the artifact's energy spread. Yet Eric did not lose himself. Instead, the dark presence inside receded, balanced by his own strength. The battle was won not by destruction, but by mastery and sacrifice. Auric had become more than a soldier. He had become a symbol, a beacon of hope and freedom for the galaxy. The galaxy awoke to a new dawn. The skies, once filled with warships and smoke, now shimmered with light and possibility. Auric stood atop a hill on a vibrant green world, the first planet freed from the Empire's grip. Around him, people of many species gathered, united not by fear or power, but by hope and determination. The artifact, once a dangerous and beautiful curse, had become a force of healing. Auric had learned to channel its energy to restore broken worlds, revive dying ecosystems, and rebuild shattered cities. Its glow was no longer a warning, but a promise of a future where all beings could live free. News of Eric's victory spread across star systems, inspiring revolts and new alliances. The Empire's hold weakened, its leaders forced into hiding or surrender. Though many challenges remained, the tide had turned. Auric looked up at the stars. Remembering the long road battles fought, sacrifices made, and the choices that had shaped him, the gift given by the Empire had nearly destroyed him. But it also had the power to unite and heal. With a quiet smile, he turned toward the crowd. "This is just the beginning," he said. "Together, we will build a galaxy where freedom is more than a dream." The stars above seemed to shine brighter, as if the universe itself celebrated the new hope born from a soldier's courage and a gift once feared.